everyone, how is it going? So let's do just a few AWS certified AI practitioner official practice question, like 20 questions, just to get ready for our AI practitioner exam. Let's do this. Okay, company uses Amazon SageMaker AI for its ML models. The company wants to implement a solution for model owners to create a record of model information. The model information should include intended uses, risk ratings, training detail, and evaluation results. Which SageMaker AI feature will meet these requirements? So the model information should include intended uses, risk rating, training detail. So I think it's a model card maybe. Let's see. I don't know. Is it correct? Okay, good. No, incorrect. Incorrect. You can use SageMaker Role Manager to define user permission. Wait, we are right. We were correct. Okay. So Role Manager to define user permissions for ML activities. You cannot use SageMaker Role Manager to create record of essential model information. So why do we use SageMaker Role Manager? To define user permission for ML activities. Define user permission. Role Manager, like permission, role permission. Okay. SageMaker model card, we can use it to create records and to document details about ML models in a single place. These cards support transparent and explainable model development by providing comprehensive, immutable documentation of essential model information. Okay, so the dashboard is a central place to view, search, and explore all models in an AWS account. SageMaker model. Okay, let's see. I'm just making sure we're doing the recording. Okay, so this dashboard is like a central place to see, search, explore all models in an AWS account. SageMaker model dashboard provides insights into model deployment, usage performance tracking, and monitoring. You cannot use SageMaker model dashboard to create a record of essential model information such as risk ratings, training details, and evaluation results. SageMaker model monitor helps us to monitor the quality of ML models and data in production. You cannot use SageMaker model monitor to create a record of essential model information such as, okay, let's go next one. What is a foundation model in the context of generative AI? Okay, foundation model is what? Task-specific model that is trained on a narrow domain such as finance or medicine to serve as a foundation in that area. Let's see. B, a large general purpose model that is pre-trained on diverse data sets that can be fine-tuned for downstream tasks. C, a theoretical framework to understand how different types of models learn representations. D, a basic architecture that serves as a starting point to design more complex neural network. Foundation model, it's B or D? Okay, I think it's this one. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I think we are we correct? Yeah, we got the right answer. So let's see why others are not. So FMs are large models that are pre-trained on a vast amount of data and that can perform several tasks. They can be fine-tuned for downstream tasks by using smaller data sets. FMs are not task-specific. So option A says they are task-specific models that is trained on a narrow domain. So that's not true. Okay. Okay, so this one, a large general purpose model that is pre-trained on diverse data sets that can be fine-tuned for downstream tasks. It is correct. They are large models that are pre-trained on a vast amount of data and that can perform several tasks. FM can be fine-tuned to downstream tasks by using smaller data sets. Okay, so about the C theoretical framework to understand how different types of models can learn representation, it is incorrect because foundation models are large models that are pre-trained on a vast amount of data and that can perform several tasks. And then they're not a theoretical framework. And the basic architecture that serves as a starting point to design more complex neural network. So they're not, okay, so they're not the ones. So they are like large, they are vast. There are what, let me say, large models that are pre-trained on vast amount of data. Okay, third question. A company wants to use generative AI to create product description on its website. What is a limitation of generative AI that the company should be aware of? Generative AI models might produce biased or inappropriate content that requires um, human review and editing. That is true. Generative AI cannot handle large volumes. It can. Generative AI cannot generate text in the multiple language that is required for an e-commerce. They can. Generative AI model lacks the ability to understand and incorporate product specifications and details is not true, so that's A. The challenge might be they might produce biased or inappropriate content. That is true. So they are designed to handle large volumes of data and can generate text at scale. Limitation of generative AI is the potential for biased or inappropriate output. And then the other issue is that you can train generative AI models on multilingual data. Generative AI models can generate text in multiple languages. Limitation of generative AI is the potential for biased or inappropriate output. Incorrect. This is incorrect because they can incorporate and understand product specification in details when you train the model on relevant data, as in that, like retrieval augmented generation. A limitation of generative AI. Gen AI is a potential for biased or inappropriate content. A company wants to assess the performance of a foundation model for text generation. Which type or metric will meet this requirement? So what they want to do is they want to assess how their text generation is. So to see, recall, fine-tuning, recall-oriented understudy for gesting evaluation. Okay, I don't know this one. It's not reinforcement learning. Maybe F1 score, I believe. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not right. So the answer is, oh yeah, recall oriented understudy for gesting evaluation or ROGI. Okay, ROGI is a metric that you can use to evaluate the quality of text summarization and text generation. You can use ROGI to assess, or ROGU, to assess the performance of an example text generation. Like, why are not others not the right answers? Number one, reinforcement learning is a technique to train an ML model to achieve a goal and maximize cumulative reward. Reinforcement learning uses a trial and error process and reward based system. You cannot use reinforcement learning to assess the performance of an FM for text generation. Okay, F1 score is used to evaluate a model's accuracy for binary classification. F1 scores use precision and recall to evaluate how accurate a model correctly classifies the correct class. You cannot use F1 score to assess the performance of an FM for text generation. You cannot use the F1 score to assess the performance of an FM for text generation. Okay. Okay. So, and then the other incorrect option is fine-tuning is a process that customizes an FM by fine-tuning the model on a company-specific or domain-specific data set. The purpose of fine-tuning is to help the model make better predictions and generalize for specific business needs. You can use fine-tuning to improve the model, not to assess the performance of an FM. All right, we got it. Okay. Company is developing a solution on AWS that uses Amazon Bedrock. Which AWS service can the company use to secure access to Amazon Bedrock? Access. Wait a minute. Is it config? Wait, access is always like this guy, right? No, why are we needing this? It's for configuration. Which AWS service that can the company use to secure access to? Yeah, you're right, I believe. Yeah, it's always IAM. When it comes to access security, it's IAM. So you can use IAM to control access to AWS resources through users, roles, and policies. You can use IAM to control which users or services have access to Amazon Bedrock. You can use IAM to control um, what actions the user or service can perform. You can use IAM to secure access to Amazon Bedrock. Yeah. Config. What is config though? It provides a detailed view of the configuration of AWS resources within your account. AWS config illustrates the interconnections and historical configurations of your AWS resources. You can use AWS config to monitor the change of configurations and relationships over time. You cannot use AWS config to secure access and operation of Amazon Bedrock. Why are A and B not correct? You can use Messi to discover, classify, and protect sensitive data that is stored in Amazon S3. Okay, you can use Messi to discover, classify, um, and protect sensitive data that is stored in Amazon S3. Okay, yeah, Messi is not like security. It's like PII stuff. Messi is useful for data security, is it? However, Messi primarily focuses on data at rest, okay? We can now use Messi to secure the access and operations of Amazon Bedrock. Amazon Recognition provides scalable image and video analysis. Amazon Recognition provides features such as object and scene detection, facial analysis, and text detection. Amazon Recognition does not directly address the security concerns of unauthorized access or misuse of Amazon Bedrock. Yes, 2001, a company wants to increase the consistency and quality of large language model consistency and quality responses by providing the model with access to external resource or sources of knowledge. Which technique will meet the requirement with the least development effort? It is RAG, retrieval augmented generation. Is you're gonna put something in it, book, PDF or something, info reference, and it will have more consistent and quality specific information. I believe in context learning, continued pre-learning. I think it's RAG. Yes, it is. Fine-tuning is a process of further training and refining a pre-trained LLM on a smaller targeted dataset. The purpose of fine-tuning pre-trained LLM is to maintain the original capability of the model and adapt to more specialized use cases. Fine-tuning requires additional development effort to train the model. Okay, RAG is the process of improving the quality and consistency of LLMs by referencing an external knowledge base that is outside of the LLM's training data sources. RAG references the external knowledge base before generating a response. You can use RAG to provide the model um, with access to external sources of knowledge with minimal development effort. Okay, so, and then in context learning is the process of providing few examples to help an LLM better align responses to unexpected format or output. In context learning is also referred to as few-shot prompting. In context learning does not increase the consistency and quality of an LLM by providing a model with access to external source of knowledge. Continued pre-learning is the process of providing unlabeled data to a pre-trained model. Okay, it's what? Process of providing unlabeled data to a pre-trained model to expose a model to specific topic areas. Continued pre-training does not increase the consistency of an LLM by providing the model with access to external source of knowledge. Let's go to the next one. Okay, company has a containerized front-end application for its AI application. Okay, what does it have? Containerized front-end application for its AI application. The company, the company must implement a solution to assess its AWS environment's security posture. The solution must identify potential security vulnerabilities across Amazon EC2 instances and Amazon Elastic Container Registry ECR repositories for the application. The solution should provide recommendations for remediation. Which AWS service will meet these requirements? AWS CloudTrail, AWS Config, Amazon Inspector, Artifact. So I think it's Inspector. Yeah, so CloudTrail is like API, it's an API follow-up or something. It just tells you who logged in, who did what time, where, stuff like that. You can use CloudTrail to log actions that are taken by a user, role, or service in your account. Actions are recorded as events in CloudTrail. CloudTrail can track user activity and changes that are made to AWS resources. However, CloudTrail does not directly assess the security posture of your environment or identify potential security vulnerabilities. Instead, CloudTrail provides a history of AWS API calls for auditing, compliance, and troubleshooting purposes. Config provides a detailed view of your AWS resource configuration. AWS Config helps track resource configuration and changes. However, Config does not assess security vulnerabilities or compliance against specific regulations or standards. Instead, AWS Config focuses on monitoring resource configuration for compliance with desired configurations and best practices. Amazon Inspector is a vulnerability management service that continuously scans workloads for software vulnerabilities and unintended network exposure. Amazon Inspector assesses the security and compliance of your AWS resources by performing automated security checks based on best practices and common vulnerabilities. Amazon Inspector can assess EC2 instances and Amazon ECR repositories to provide detailed findings and recommendations for remediation. You can use Amazon Inspector to maintain a secure and compliant AWS environment. Artifact, AWS Artifact provides on-demand access to security and compliance documents. Artifact is a document. Okay, AWS Artifact does not identify security vulnerabilities across EC2 instances and Amazon ECR repositories. AWS Artifact does not provide recommendations for remediation. Okay, 8. Which AWS service can detect text and handwriting from invoices that are stored in PNG format? So that's text and handwriting is like extract, right? PNG format, is it? Yes, it is, I believe. Yes, it is, I believe. Amazon Polly is a text-to-speech TTS service that can convert text into lifelike speech. Polly is like talking, somebody who will read to you. You cannot use Amazon Polly to detect and extract text, handwriting, and data from invoice images. Textract, Amazon Textract is fully managed service that can detect and extract text and data from scanned documents, PDFs, and images. One of the use cases for Amazon Textract is to process invoices and receipts. For example, Amazon Textract can detect billing and shipping addresses automatically from image. That's a lot of work taken care. That's good if somebody just writes it for you or just puts it in the computer for you. That's a good thing. Incorrect. Kendra is an intelligent service, search service that uses semantic. It's a search service, guys. Very intelligent, smart. Semantic. I don't know what semantic means. Let me ask my personal assistant, aka ChatGPT. Hi Chat, what does it mean semantic as in Amazon? Kendra is intelligent search service that uses semantic and contextual understanding to provide relevant responses to a search query. What does exactly semantic mean?
Absolutely. Sure. So when we talk about semantic in the context of something like Amazon Kendra, we basically mean that it understands the meaning behind words and phrases, not just the literal text. So instead of just matching keywords, it looks at the context and the intent of your question to give you more relevant answers.
Oh, it's like what you're doing right now. You understand, like, on top of the words, you also understand what I am saying. That's why you're giving me answer. Like semantic means more intelligent.
Exactly, you've got it. It's really about that extra layer of understanding. So just like I'm picking up on what you're really asking and not just looking at the individual words, Kendra uses that kind of semantic smarts to give you results that actually make sense in context. So yeah, it's like making the search a bit more intelligent.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Anytime you have more questions about that or anything else, just let me know.
Perfect. Okay, let me exit her voice. You cannot use Amazon Kendra to detect and extract text, handwriting, and data from invoice images. Amazon Comprehend is something about sentiment. Amazon Comprehend is NLP, natural language processing service, that can extract insights and relationships from text data. You cannot use Amazon Comprehend to process textual information from images that are provided in PNG format. Amazon Comprehend text requires text as input. It does, I didn't know that. Okay, it also gets its information from text, right? Comprehend, okay. Let's go on. A data scientist notices that a model has high accuracy on training data, but has low accuracy on testing data. What model has high accuracy on training data, but has low accuracy on testing data? What is causing these results? Not enough training time, underfitting, too much training data, overfitting. Okay, this model has what? High accuracy on training data and then low accuracy. It's underfitting, right? I could just maybe. Oh no, it's not, guys. I didn't even understand the question. What underfitting and overfitting is. Not enough training time would lead to low accuracy on both the training data and the testing data. Not enough training time does not explain why the model will have high accuracy um, on the training data. Okay, underfitting is not the answer because it occurs when a model does not identify the relationships in the training data. Underfitting would lead to low accuracy on both the training data and the testing data. Too much training data Too much training data does not limit the accuracy of a model by itself. Too much training data does not explain why a model has high accuracy on training data but has low accuracy on testing data. Overfitting is when a model learns from the training data but is unable to perform well when given new data. Overfitting explains why the model has high accuracy on training data but has low accuracy on the testing data. Hi chat, like teach me about shortly about uh, overfitting, underfitting, high accuracy, low accuracy, training data, testing data. In analogy, kitchen analogy, plus as a fourth grader. What are those? What do we do with them?
Absolutely. Let's break it down in a fun kitchen analogy for a fourth grader. So imagine you're learning to bake cookies. Your training data is like the recipe and practice batches of cookies you bake to land how to get them just right. The testing data is like a final taste test with friends who have never tried your cookies before. Now, if you get overfitting, it's like you memorized the exact oven quirks and the exact ingredient brands so well that your cookies are perfect only in your own kitchen, but when someone else tries to follow your recipe at their house, it doesn't work out. That means you learned the training data too specifically and didn't generalize well. If you have underfitting, it's like you didn't really learn the recipe well at all.
Okay, can you make the analogy for a mom of three who cooks and cleans and goes to school and goes to work?
Absolutely. Let's tailor that analogy for a busy dad of three who's juggling a lot. So imagine that learning about overfitting and underfitting is like this. You've got a family cookie recipe that you want to get right. Your training data is like all those trial runs you do in your own kitchen after work or after school runs. You're baking cookies while also maybe helping the kids with homework and cleaning up, so you're multitasking. Now, if you have overfitting in this scenario, it's like you made the cookies perfect only under your exact home conditions. Only when the kids are out of the kitchen and you're using your favorite brand of flour. Then, if you try to bake them at a friend's house or under a different schedule, they
Continue.
Sure. So continuing with that analogy, if you end up with underfitting, that would be like you never really got the recipe right at all. Maybe you were so rushed between work, school, and cleaning that you just guessed the ingredients and never really nailed it down. As a result, the cookies don't turn out well for you or anyone else because you never quite learned the recipe fully. Now, when it comes to accuracy, if you have high accuracy, it's like your cookies turn out great for everyone, no matter where you bake them. Low accuracy means you're missing the mark pretty often, and
Okay.
maybe
Okay. Thank you. But now tell me, as a real developer, as an AI practitioner, what does having high accuracy on training data but low accuracy on testing data mean? Where does it come from? Is it when we teach the machine? Is it when we fine tune, or is it when we RAG? Which one? ML?
Absolutely. Let's dive into that from a more AI practitioner perspective. So, when you see a model that has high accuracy on the training data, but lower accuracy on the testing data, that's basically a classic sign of overfitting. It means the model learned the training examples really well, maybe a little too well, like memorizing them instead of understanding the general patterns. This usually happens during the training phase when we're teaching the machine. If fine tune it too much on that specific training data, it can end up kind of like those perfect cookies that only work in your own kitchen. So it's mostly about what happens during training and fine tuning. And when you go to test it, like using the recipe in a new kitchen, you see that the accuracy drops. That's how you know it's overfitting. So in short, it's during that training and fine tuning phase where the model kind of overlearns the details of the training data and doesn't generalize well. It's not so much about the retrieval or the inference step, it's really about how you trained it in the first place. So that's where it comes from.
What are the reasons that it might not work on testing after it works on training data?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a few reasons that it might not work well on testing data after doing great on training basically come down to this. The model got too used to the specifics in your training set. Maybe the training data had patterns or noise that the model memorized instead of learning the general concepts. So, when you give it new data, your test data, it just doesn't generalize because it wasn't trained to recognize the broader patterns, only
How do we avoid that? How do we make it work both on training and testing data?
Yeah, absolutely. So to avoid that and help your model do well on both training and testing data, you want to make sure you don't overfit it. One way is to use techniques like regularization, which basically just helps keep the model from getting too complex. Another trick is to use cross-validation, where you split your training data into different parts and make sure it's learning well on all of them. And of course, just having a good amount of diverse data helps the model learn the general patterns.
Okay, guys, let's get back to our exam practice question. A company wants to record API calls that are made to, that's going to be CloudTrail, but let's keep reading, that are made to Amazon Bedrock in log files. For compliance purposes, the company wants these logs to include the API call, the user who made the call, and the time that the call was made. This guy, I believe, right? CloudTrail, yeah. So inspector checks AWS resources for security exposures and vulnerabilities in configurations. Some examples of resources that Amazon Inspector checks include Amazon EC2 instances, Amazon Elastic Container Registry, and AWS Lambda. Amazon Inspector does not monitor API calls to Amazon Bedrock. Incorrect. CloudWatch is used to gather and view metrics that relate to account resources. You can use CloudWatch to view the number of API calls to Amazon Bedrock. However, CloudWatch does not provide a mechanism to examine which user made the API call. Yeah. What do we do with CloudWatch? I was just reading it. It's okay. It gathers and views metrics that relates to account resources. It will tell us to view the number of API calls. Yeah, but it does not examine which user did what and when. Okay. Trusted advisor provides information on how to optimize account environment for cost and performance while maintaining high security standards. Trusted advisor does not monitor API calls to Amazon Bedrock. CloudTrail is correct. You can use it to monitor, log API calls in AWS accounts. CloudTrail records contain API event, user who made the call, and the time that the call was made. Yes, what is a valid data format for instruction-based fine-tuning? Images that are labeled with categories, playlists that are curated with recommended music, prompt response text pairs, audio files with transcription, instruction-based fine-tuning. I think I don't know. Yeah, I'm just doing that because instruction-based fine-tuning. If it's instructions, then we gotta tell it how it will interpret prompt and then response. Why are the others not the answer? Okay. Instruction-based fine-tuning improves the performance of a pre-trained foundation model on domain-specific tasks. Instruction-based fine-tuning uses labeled examples that are formatted as prompt response pairs and that are phrased as instructions. Images that are labeled with categories do not conform to the necessary prompt response pair format. Playlists that are curated with recommended music. So these are not curated with do not confirm the necessary prompt response. Prompt response text pair. Instruction-based fine-tuning improves performance of pre-trained foundation. Yeah, we say that already. Formatted as prompt response pairs and that are phrased as instructions. Last one and the least one. Why? Because it's incorrect. Instruction-based tuning improves performance of pre-trained FM domain-specific tasks. Okay, it uses labeled examples that are formatted as prompt response pairs. Audio files with transcription do not conform to the necessary prompt response by format. 12. Company wants to identify custom labels to categorize new product images based on historic product images. Which combination of steps will meet this requirement? What is he trying to do, the company? Identify custom labels to categorize new product images based on historic product images. Okay, they need to use one historic product images, so they need to identify custom labels. You can do two. Create training model project in Amazon Textract. I don't know if it's Textract is the right one. It's image. Create training model project on or in Amazon Recognition, maybe. Provide the unlabeled historic images based on historic product image. Maybe it's not unlabeled, it is labeled. Label the historic images by category and provide the labeled images to the model training. Why? Because they need to use those historic product images. We gotta get something that would recognize those images plus custom labels. Okay, let's see here. We got the answer, but let's see why the others are not the answer. Amazon Extract is a service that you can use to extract text and data from scanned documents, PDFs, and images. You cannot use Amazon Extract to identify new product categories based on historic images. B. Create a training model project in Amazon Recognition. Recog is a deep learning image and video analysis service. You can use Amazon Recognition to analyze and extract insights from visual content. One of the use cases for Amazon Recognition is the classification of products into categories by using custom labels and training a model. To meet the requirements, you must provide labeled images for training. Okay, Amazon Recognition is a deep learning image. Okay. You can use Amazon Recognition to analyze and extract insights from visual content. Okay, did that already. Label the historic images by category and provide the labeled images to the model training. Correct. Amazon Recognition is a deep learning image and video analysis service. We already went through that. Okay, why should we label the data sets? To train the model, you must provide labeled images to the data sets. Additionally, you should label the images by category for the model used for training. You should label the images by category. Okay, let's go. 13. A marketing company wants to generate personalized product descriptions for an e-commerce client's website. The product description must align with the unique style and tone of the existing website. Which prompt engineering technique will meet these requirements with the least operational effort? So, few shots, zero shots, fine tuning to optimize the description based on customer engagement matrix. Okay, so marketing company wants to generate personalized product for an e-commerce client's website. Okay, product descriptions, personalized product descriptions must align with the unique style and tone of the existing website. So the description should know existing website. Okay, few short prompting with examples of well-written product description might be the answer. It's not zero shot because this description has to know the unique style and tone of existing website. So that's the data for it. for the new personalized product description, the existing style is the data that it has to refer. Okay, fine tuning to optimize the descriptions based on customer engagement metrics, continual pre-training. So it's either A or C. Why? Why is it not C though? Fine tuning to optimize the descriptions based on customer engagement. Personalized. It's personalized. The part that says personalized tells me that it relates to a customer, right? Engagement. Fine tuning. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I'm gonna do C, I'm sorry. Oh no. It was A, guys. Oh no. Correct. Few-sharp prompting with examples can help the language model learn the desired style and format for product description. Few-sharp prompting with examples is suitable for this scenario and requires the least operational effort. Why is this not? You can use fine-tuning to optimize language models for specific metrics. Oh, fine-tuning comes with a specification. Okay, fine-tuning requires more operational effort. It is not necessary to generate product description. Oh guys, I made a mistake of not reading this part. Which prompt engineering technique will meet these requirements with least operational effort. I know fine-tuning takes more data, more time, more specification. And just to do personalized product description, just um, few-shot training or learning prompting with examples would just work well. So that's my bad. I'm not reading the whole sentence. 14. A company wants to use an open source foundation model FM to evaluate if contracts adhere to compliance rules. Is what is it? Company wants to use an open source function model FM to evaluate if contracts adhere to compliance rule. Open source foundation. What is it? Okay, it's not Textract and Kendra. This is like some intelligent semantic search. This is like extract text from a document. This is like for somebody who doesn't know coding or something. No, nothing, just makes a AI agent or something. Okay, evaluate if contracts adhere to compliance rule. Is it Q business? Oh guys, I don't know. Company wants to use open source foundation model. Hmm. Oh, I don't know. So should I ask ChatGPT? ChatGPT, um, what helps us to use an open source foundation model to evaluate if contracts adhere to the compliance rules?
So for something like that, you'd often use an open source large language model that you can fine tune or customize for legal or compliance related tasks. For example, you could take a model like one of the open source Llama models or something like a smaller version of a GPT model that's been released openly.
No, no, no. Which AWS service will meet this requirement?
Got it. In that case, if you're looking for an AWS service that helps you do this, you'd likely be looking at something like Amazon Bedrock. Amazon Bedrock.
Okay, here are the options. You know what? I'll just complement it. I don't know. Correct answer is A. Jumpstart. Okay, SageMaker Jumpstart is a feature of SageMaker AI that provides pre-trained open source models for you to use. Oh yeah? SageMaker Jumpstart offers FMs that you can use for summarization use cases. Oh yeah, FM foundation model. If we're talking about foundation model, then it's gonna be SageMaker. How is it gonna be like for evaluation of if contracts adhere to compliance rules? Okay, guys, Jumpstart. Okay. Okay, so why is that now? Okay, Amazon Q Business is generative AI virtual assistant that can answer questions, summarize content, generate content, and complete tasks based on the data that is provided. Q Business does not provide access to FMs Q is not open source. Oh, SageMaker Jumpstart is open source. Yeah, okay. Good to know. At least we removed potential exam mistakes, so that's fine. Company is building a generative AI application by using a foundation model. Okay. The company decides to customize its own FM by using proprietary data and its datasets instead of using a pre-trained ready-to-use FM. What are the trade-offs of customizing FM? Trade-off is high latency. It's higher cost, of course, higher implementation, I believe. Yeah. Because if I'm training my own AI agent by my own company dataset, then I know I'm gonna pay a lot. Plus, I'm gonna also, it's gonna be complex. I'm managing it. Increased risk of hallucination is not the answer because it is when the generative AI, it is like when a model provides inaccurate or misleading uh, responses, and like customizing a foundation model with proprietary data and use case specific data actually reduces the risk of hallucination. Okay, reduced accuracy by customizing the model with relevant use case specific training data, the model can learn to better represent the data and perform the requested task. Okay. Latency, I don't know about latency is the time the model takes to provide output after receiving the input. Customizing an FM with self data and use case specific data does not actually lead to higher latency during inference or operation. Higher cost, yes. It requires higher budget than the public pre-trained FM. Customizing the FM requires computational resources and experienced ML engineers to perform the task. Plus complexity, it requires skilled and experienced ML engineers. The process involves more implementation complexity and more effort than using the pre-trained FM. You must prepare the data, set up the training, and evaluate the model to ensure that the model performs well. 16. Okay. Select and order the Amazon SageMaker AI inference option from the following list, from lowest latency to highest latency. Each SageMaker AI inference option should be selected one time. Batch transform, real-time inference, asynchronous inference. So what are we doing? We are ordering SageMaker AI inference option from low latency, which is from fastest to the slowest. Yeah? Low latency. Which one has low latency? Real time is like real time is low latency, right? Real time and asynchronous maybe next, and then the very highest latency or lowest, like high latency means fastest. No, high latency means slowest. So asynchronous. I'm just gonna try this, but I'm not sure. Okay, thank God I'm good. Real-time inference is suitable for use cases with low latency or high throughput requirements. Real-time inference supports processing times of 60 seconds. Real-time inference provides a persistent and fully managed endpoint to handle traffic. Real-time inference offers the lowest latency requirement because of the 60-second processing times. Asynchronous inference is suitable for use cases with larger data sets and processing times of up to 1 hour. Asynchronous inference can queue incoming requests for inference processing. Asynchronous inference provides moderate latency requirement because of the processing times of up to 1 hour. Batch transform is suitable for offline processing when data can be processed in batches. Batch transform can support processing times of days. Therefore, batch transform provides the highest latency requirement of this option. Okay. Data science team wants to improve a model's performance. The data science team wants to increase the number of variables in the training data. Which ML pipeline steps will meet this requirement? The number of variables in the training. We're trying to what? Improve model's performance by increasing the number of variables in the training data sets. Okay, which ML pipeline step will this requirement will meet this requirement? So more variable, we're doing data collection, hyperparameter, feature engineering model. It's not evaluation. I don't know if it's tuning. It might be feature engineering, performance, number of variables, data collection. Okay, I'm just gonna learn. Okay, good. I still need to learn even if I got it right because I wasn't sure to choose. I wasn't confident. So. Okay, hyperparameter tuning is a method to adjust the behavior. Oh, hyperparameter is a behavior, like as in hyperactive child. So behavior. Hyperparameter tuning is a method to adjust the behavior of an ML algorithm. You can make changes to an ML model by using hyperparameter tuning to modify the behavior of the algorithm. However, hyperparameter tuning does not increase the number of variables in the training dataset. Model evaluation is a step in the ML development pipeline that occurs after model training. Yeah, evaluation comes after training, obviously. You can use model evaluation to evaluate the model's performance and metrics. You can use model evaluation to evaluate model's performance and metrics. Model evaluation does not increase the number of variables in the training data set or modify the behavior of the algorithm. Feature engineering is a method to select and transform variables when you create a predictive model. Select and transform. Feature engineering includes feature creation, feature transformation, feature extraction, and feature selection. Feature engineering enhances the data by increasing the number of variables in the training data sets to ultimately improve model performance. Feature engineering enhances what? The data by increasing number of variables in the training data sets to ultimately improve model performance. Model monitoring is a component of ML lifecycle that captures data and compares the data to the training data. You can use model monitoring to identify data quality issues, model quality issues, bias drift, and feature attribution drift. Model monitoring does not increase the number of variables in the training data sets or modify the behavior of the algorithm. Data collection is a step to label, ingest, and aggregate data that you will use for ML model training. During data collection, you ingest and aggregate data from multiple sources, then you label the data. The data collection stage involves gathering additional raw data, which can increase the number of variables in the training data sets. Okay, 18. A company wants to gain insights from diverse data sources to improve business operations. Company wants to what? To gain insight from diverse data sources to improve business operations. Data sources include audio from call centers. Which solution will improve transcription accuracy for domain-specific speech? Transcription is with transcribe, but how do we improve the quality of the transcription? Batch language identification, custom language model, domain specific speech, custom language model, or batch language identification in transcribe. Batch language identification. Okay. Data sources include audio from call centers. Custom, yeah. If it's domain specific, then it has to be custom, hopefully. Yes, we got it. It can't be a custom bot in Amazon Lex. Amazon Lex is a conversational AI service. Lex is an AI service that you can use to create conversational interfaces for applications. Amazon Lex uses natural language understanding and automatic speech recognition to create chatbots. Solution that creates a custom bot in Amazon Lex will not improve transcription accuracy for domain-specific speech. Use a custom language model in Amazon Translate. Amazon Translate is a service that you can use to provide translation between multiple languages. You can now use it to improve transcription for domain-specific speech. Batch language identification in Amazon Transcribe is a service that you can use to convert speech into text. You can use batch language identification to automatically identify the language of audio files. Batch language identification. You can use batch language identification to convert files that are in a specific language that you select. You cannot use this feature to improve transcription for domain-specific speech. Using custom language model in Amazon Transcribe is the correct one because Transcribe is a service that you can use to convert speech into text. You can use Amazon Transcribe to facilitate the transportation of audio recordings. If media contains domain-specific or non-standard terms, you can use a custom vocabulary or a custom model to improve the accuracy of the transcriptions. Examples of domain-specific or non-standard terms include brand names, acronyms, technical words, and jargon. Solution that uses a custom language model in Amazon Transcribe can improve transcription accuracy for domain-specific speech. 19. Select the correct AWS service or feature from the following list for each task. Each AWS service or feature should be selected one or more times. Okay, list for each task. Bedrock Guardrails IAM. Implement identity verification and resource level access control is this one. Set policies to avoid specific topics in a generative AI application is guardrails. Filter harmful content based on thresholds or categories. Also guardrails. Define roles and permissions to access Amazon Bedrock is IAM. Monitor and analyze user inputs to ensure compliance with safety policies and maybe guardrails. Monitor and analyze user input to ensure compliance with safety policy. That last one is it here? Select five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Monitor and what? Analyze user input. IAM is access control. Safety policy. Safety is like guardrail, I believe. Yes, that's perfect. You can use Amazon Bedrock guardrails to control the content that is generated by Amazon Bedrock. You can use Amazon Bedrock to ensure that the content aligns with safety and compliance policies. You can use Amazon Bedrock guardrails to avoid specific topics, filter harmful content, and monitor user input for violations. You can also use it to maintain safe and compliant environment for generative AI applications. Amazon Bedrock guardrails help implement safeguards that are customizable to your use cases and responsible AI policies. IAM is a service that you can use for access control and identity management in AWS environment, including Amazon Bedrock. You can use IAM to define user roles and to set permission to access these resources. IAM provides secure method to manage who can use specific features. And the last one, what's this one? Travel company wants to use a pre-trained generative AI model to generate background images for marketing materials. Company does not have ML expertise. Additionally, the company does not want to customize and host the ML model. Which AWS service will meet this requirement? It's a Bedrock, I believe. Yeah, yeah. Amazon Bedrock is a fully managed service that provides a unified API to access popular foundation models FMs. Amazon Bedrock supports image generation models from providers such as Stability AI or AWS. You can use this Bedrock to consume FMs through a unified API without the need to train, host, or manage ML model. This is the most suitable solution for a company that does not want to train or manage ML or model. So SageMaker is to if they want to train, manage ML model. It comprehends an NLP. It extracts insights from documents, key phrases, language, sentiment. It's not an image generation service. Recognition, fully managed AI service that uses deep learning to analyze images and videos. It can perform object detection tasks. However, recognition does not modify or generate new images. Personalized is fully managed ML service that targets recommendations such as search results or user segments based on interaction data. You can use Amazon Personalized to target a marketing campaign. For example, Amazon Personalized can recommend segments of users who are most likely to respond to a promotion. However, Amazon Personalized is not an image generation service. Let's continue and see. Okay, good. 80%. Okay. So we scored 80%, guys. Okay, performance for text generation. Okay. I am uploading room 6 final escape, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel here at Cloud Solutions. I'm putting all my exam prep and all cloud solutions learning on my channel. And thumbs up and share for the person that might use it. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. Let's see. I got what? How many X's? Model accuracy is fitting 4 X's. Okay, guys. So we are all done with this one. I hope we did well as well. Should we do one more? Let me reset the products. Let's see. Reset. If you select confirm reset, we will store everything associated with this product. Answers, flags, and notes in the previous score report section. You will then be able to retake this product. Okay, that's fine. Reset, please. Oh, resetting. It might give us another question, another set of 20 questions. Hopefully we can do it fast, fast, fast. We should. Resetting. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm just gonna check other stuff that we can do. Plus, let me see my channel if they have uploaded it. Okay, Loading it. Okay. Oh my god, still resetting. I'm just gonna refresh it. 80% is okay, I believe. I think for passing is 75%, I believe. Oh guys, they gave us new one. Let's try this. Let's try this fast. Start. Start. What company want to use open source to evaluate contracts adhered to? It's this guy. Oh, I thought we already did that. We're not gonna read through. Bedrock, okay. Verification resource level access control, access this one. Set policies to avoid specific, yeah, guardrail. Harmful content is guardrail. Define user role is IAM. It's just giving us again, guys. Monitor and analyze user input. Uh, yeah, guardrail. Let's go through it fast this time, so we're not reading through it. Marketing company wants to generate personalized product description for an e-commerce client website. The product description must align with the unique style and least operational effort was few sharp prompting with examples of well-written product description. We got this one because we made a mistake earlier. Data scientists noticed that the model has high accuracy on training, it's overfitting. It was just over ready, but has low accuracy on testing. That one overfitting, I'm sure. Company want to use Gen AI for product description. The limitation would be it might produce inappropriate content. It's true. Let's continue. It has, okay, what are we asking here? Company must implement solution to assess security posture. Solution must identify potential security vulnerability. Next feature is inspector, guys. Inspector. Okay, inspector inspects for future happenings. This company wants to use pre-trained Gen AI for background image. They don't have expertise. They just can use Bedrock. They don't wanna like customize or make new stuff. So okay, data science team. They wanna improve their model's performance, so they want to increase the number of variables. This can be done during feature engineering and data collection. We got that one right. Let's go. Companies building Gen AI by using FM. They decide to use their own FM by using proprietary data sets, pre-trained, ready to use. Okay, so this is gonna be higher cost and high implementation complexity. Okay, let's continue. Company want to assess performance of evaluation foundation model for text generation. Which technique or metric will meet this requirement? This guy role will help us to do evaluation for text generation. We made a mistake early, so we remember. And company wants to develop solution on AWS that use Bedrock and secure access. Access to Amazon Bedrock is IAM. It will just secure everything. And this company want to increase consistency and quality of LLM response by providing model with access to external knowledge. Least development efforts is RAG. Just give him a book so he can improve. What is valid data for instruction based fine tuning is like prompt response text pair. That's true. And then this company used SageMaker AI for ML model. They wanted to implement solution for model owners to create record of model Information, the model information should include use, risk rating, violation result. That is a model card. Yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna just select this the lowest. Latency is real time, and medium latency is asynchronous, and the highest latency is batch transform. This is 1 second, this is 1 hour, this is day or so. Okay, let's go. And which AWS service can detect and handwriting from invoices that are stored? That is Textract. Okay, and then record API calls is this guy over here. Okay, and then identify custom label to categorize new product image based on historic product. Which combination? I'm just gonna do label historic image by category and provide the label image to the model, and then create training model projecting this one. I'm just gonna create a, what are we doing? Company want to identify custom label to categorize new product image based on historic. So new product, new image, task recognition. We gotta create training model project in Amazon Record, and then we gotta label the images by category, and then just give it to the model. What is foundation model in the context of generative AI? Is large general purpose model that is pre-trained on diverse data set that can be fine-tuned. Yeah. Okay. Company want to get insights from diverse data source to improve business operation. Data source include audio from call center. So that would be which solution will improve transcription accuracy for domain-specific speech. Domain-specific speech. That was a custom. No, custom language model in transcribe. Okay, we were trying to do what? Audio. Okay, and so on. Yay, got 100%. That's perfect, guys. Let's end this prep, and then just put it on YouTube for you. I'm sure you'll find it. Okay. Okay, maybe done with recording. Okay, stop recording.